meeting to order. We'll start with the pledge and flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, let's approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Yes.
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 Thank you.
Do you want to move into your from Tanya?
Yes.
If it's all right with the board, we'll let him go ahead and take care of his business so he don't get tied up here.
Yep.
Whatever, Danny, identify yourself for this one.
I'm Kevin Sabile, I'm the EMS coordinator with Tanya. I understand there was some concerns about our new billing practices that we passed for the Salem Township area. I'm here to address any concerns or questions that you might have.
Kevin, we met it with the fire chief at the meeting prior to redo the contract, and he had indicated that the EMS portion would remain the same. And then the next, like days later, I pick up the newspaper, and it indicates in there that the village wants to now bill Fairfield Township and Salem Township for EMS calls. He indicated that that would remain the same, and it would be, and again, I don't want to use words that are not correct, but soft billing or whatever, but it would accept what the insurance would pay for those residents residing in Salem Township.
And I didn't talk to the chief prior to him coming here, council meeting. It's kind of, while we are one department, we're operated on separate budgets. And as such, last year we were in the red, and we were looking at how billing was going for each area that we cover, who was covering, how they were billing, and then a few other things come into effect. But when it comes to Salem Township, it's going to be either us or a private ambulance company, KLG, EMT. They do the full bill. Send it to collection. I don't like it. Like I said, I live in Salem Township. Got family and friends live in Salem Township. I don't like it, but that's the way we went with it. We can do a contract and be willing to sit down and do a contract for EMS so your residents can receive the soft billing. Maybe rewrite the fire contract after I go to council and propose something, but right now we got our village residents. We're going to try to seek a levy this fall. Washingtonville, who's getting billed until they want a contract. But Washingtonville gives us $10,000 to $15,000 a year extra to buy equipment and supplies or whatever we might need, EMS or fire. Fairfield Township doesn't do that. Salem Township doesn't do that. I'm not asking them to do that, by no means. But when it comes to Salem Township, if you call 911, you got a 33.3 whatever % chance of getting us, unless you're like right around the village. I mean, you could get KLG, you could get EMT, sometimes you get Columbiana, and those companies bill a full amount. Now we're losing out money-wise because we don't have anything that says we cover Salem Township. We get the calls for Salem Township, so we have nothing to say that we cover Salem Township. And unfortunately, we're not getting anything per se, like Washington gives us the money. Obviously the village, we get tax money if we need it. But we don't get anything like out of Fairfield Township or Salem Township to support EMS in any way, shape, or form. And the fire contracts are strictly...
The money you get from
fire.
Washingtonville goes to your fire fund, not to your EMS fund, though.
It's for... the contract does. The extra $10,000 to $15,000 a year for equipment can go either way. If we need it for EMS, it goes to EMS. If we don't need it for EMS, it goes to fire. And like I said, I'm not here looking for money. I mean, it is what it is. But a contract of some type saying that we do cover Salem Township.
And what does that contract consist of? I mean, just language, money?
It pretty much just be language. So we have something to show.
But does it still give the residents of the township the right to call who they want?
If you call 911 and you want to specify who you want...
Is this just for Medicare, Medicaid billing?
They require contracts too. I need to look into that a little bit more, but the way we've been soft billing isn't an approved practice for them. But if you call 911, like I said, you're going to get us, KLG, or EMT. Those two companies bill the residents full. They give you a $75 bill for a refusal. We don't bill refusals. I mean, we go out.
But you're going to start.
As of now, yes. Like I said, if we come up with a contract, which is more language than anything, you'll get the same benefits our village residents do, which will be, we'll send a donation request for a refusal, because an average refusal will be about $50 that we're paying out. We get nothing back. I mean, you do 150 of those a year, it starts adding up. So we're going to start sending donation requests to our residents and anybody that wants to contract for that. We're not going to send them a bill for refusal. Repeated lift assist, they are going to get billed. I mean, you call us once or twice, okay, but we get people that 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and you start getting to that point where you need to be in a specialized care facility, home health aid, something of that nature.
I'm just confused from when you and I talked on the phone, and then from what I read in the paper, it's like we already are under contract with the fire department. And the fire and EMS, it's a separate line item for budget purposes, but the EMS runs under the fire department.
And we've been under that umbrella for a while, but it is now not an approved thing because there is no specific thing stating in there for emergency medical services. We do fire protection, but no emergency medical services. So it's wording in the contract as far as the fire contract or a separate EMS contract. That's basically what it comes to.
So if there was a paragraph added to the contract that also stated that EMS will respond to calls in the fire contract to Salem Township residents.
Correct.
But they could still have the ability to call who they wanted.
Right. If
they called 911 and requested Latonia Fire, they would be under the soft billing. If they called 911 and requested KLG, then it's on them themselves.
That's basically what it comes down to.
Well, I don't understand why that has to change. What's different by adding that?
It should have been that from the beginning, and it was never like that. So since I've taken over, we have to make these changes. We have to be legal, and I have to have the documentation to show that we have contracts to continue to soft billing these practices. Because if Medicare or Medicaid comes in, they can start denying all our Medicare and Medicaid claims.
Do other agencies do this?
The soft billing?
Like, for example, like say Green Township, they run Washingtonville calls on both sides.
They do soft bill Washingtonville. I don't know if they do it on the south side of Washingtonville, but they do it on the north side because they're in Green Township.
They also run calls on both sides.
Right. I don't know how they do their billing as far as the south side goes. If they continue to do the soft billing or if they bill at full price.
Are you saying that's a legal thing that has to be done that way?
Per Medicare and Medicaid, we need a contract. That's basically what it comes down to. I mean, we can't afford because 95% of our calls are Medicare and Medicaid patients. So when it comes to that, we just need something in writing that says that we have an agreement with Township that we will run calls in the Township for the soft billing price.
And who creates that language? You?
I can, or I don't even know who draws up the fire contract when it comes to that.
Probably Chip, I would imagine, correct?
I don't know, because I've never dealt with contracts. That's the political.
So with that contract,
part of it
would there be any cost to the board, to Salem Township? Any additional cost passed on to the residents?
No. You go with the changes that we've made for our residents, it'd be the same for Salem Township residents. There's no additional cost, there's no additional anything for the residents.
We can get a copy of that language before it's approved and have it reviewed on our end to make sure that...
Oh, of course. Because I still got to go through our council to get that all approved, but...
Did you say the village was looking at putting on a levy?
Yes.
EMS levy or fire?
Both. It'll be fire EMS equipment levy.
Does the fire chief know that?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know that at the last meeting.
It's still in the beginning phases, so we don't even know if it's going to be on for the fall or the spring yet, because it's still in discussion with council. But last time we talked to council, they were for it and supported it.
Any questions on this? I guess we get the language and review it and pass it along.
My question is, if we put this in the contract, then are you stating that you get called first if I call 911 and say I need an ambulance?
No.
No.
You're not stating that. We're not designating you as
Preferred provider.
the preferred provider.
Nope. Now, if the village passes a levy, then we're going to have to do something to make up for that, because I'm not going to let our residents pay a levy and then Washingtonville give us the extra money and then just start handing out free service to everybody.
If we already had a contract, you can't change it.
In 5 years we could.
Yes.
Wait a second. Say that one more time?
If our
the village
residents
passes a levy.
So then we start getting funded by taxpayer money, and Washingtonville's giving us money, then we'd have to look at doing something in Salem Township, whether it's preferred provider, a levy, whatever. But then we'd have to do something, because now we've got 2 villages contributing to that, to our EMS.
Do you know the numbers on what's paid right now currently?
For
what Salem Township and Fairfield Township pays to the village?
as far as
For
fire
fire
protection? No. Do I have a rough estimate? Yes.
Salem Township and Fairfield Township fund the fire department.
Right.
The village pays the least amount. So now you're just trying to turn that around, saying, hey, if our village taxpayer, we're paying for the fire department right now. We pay more than the village pays.
Our EMS is self-supported. We receive no tax money from the village of Latonia as of right now. And for the past 9 years it has been self-supporting. And we need to continue that, because EMS is an expensive process. One heart monitor is $35,000 now. We have 2. That's 70 grand. We don't clear that in a year. So if something happens to those, it comes out of our thing. We don't use tax money, and we're trying to avoid that. We don't want to do that. Do we need a levy? Yes. I mean, obviously, new ambulances over $100,000 now. Heart monitors, $35,000. And the equipment list just keeps going on and on. It gets expensive. The price
How
of
is
everything's going
personnel
up.
paid? Is that paid like
Depending on whether
a
you're-
fire call, or is that paid like what does like one paramedic and one EMT make per call? Is it?
Depends. Are we transporting or is it a refusal?
No, we're gonna transport a guy fell out of a tree.
I'm getting paid $20.54
Per call or per hour?
per call, per transport.
So if you transported them to Youngstown versus Salem, it's still the same amount.
Youngstown, we get paid 3 hours to transport, compared to the 2 for Salem.
See, it's a 2 hour.
2 hours for a transport, and then 3 hours if you go to Youngstown or a farther destination.
Now, a high portion of your calls are accident-related calls too.
Yes.
Aren't they covered under insurance?
Yes.
And billing's pretty good with insurance for that?
Mm-hmm. For the most part. I mean, we do get a lot of refusals out of car accidents, because most of our callers are somebody that passes by and...
Right. I don't know if there's injuries,
Yes.
so send them just in case.
And they're in wherever by the time we get there, and it's a minor fender bender. And that's why we don't bill MVA refusals, because we don't know who called us.
And you might get one
You know that.
transport out of it and 3 refusals out of
Right.
it, so.
And I don't want, like I said, I got family and friends that live in Salem Township. I live in Salem Township. It doesn't do me any good to sit there and say, we want to pass this burden on to the residents. It doesn't, and I don't like it one bit. But it's, without a preferred provider in the township, us, KLG or EMT, your residents are still got that 33.3 whatever % chance of getting a private ambulance service that are going to go after them for the full bill. Take them to collections, do whatever.
They also have that, even if they call Latonia too. If you guys can't get a crew together, then they would go to somebody else, correct?
Yes, but under agreements with them, they get the soft bill.
So if there was an ambulance needed right here in Franklin Square, we called Latonia, Latonia was not available, and KLG responded, they would soft bill under Latonia?
Yes. We have a agreement with KLG that if any calls that we dump to them or call them for assistance on, whoever they transport, as long as they're a resident, gets the same billing that we provide. We also do that with Green Township and the Village of Columbiana, or City of Columbiana.
All ambulance providers? Like, I don't know who else responds, or EMT maybe?
We don't deal with EMT.
So just KLG
and Columbiana.
And Green for Washington.
Yeah. They soft bill under agreement with us that we called them for a backup, so they're going to give our residents, anybody under our contract, that benefit.
So if we go under contract with the fire with a small paragraph for EMS, the length of the contract, whatever we've agreed to, it'll remain the same.
Yes.
And then you'll want to relook at it.
In 5 years, depending on if anything changes. I mean, nothing might change. Which,
If you're operating under separate budgets, which you are, right?
right.
Why wouldn't we need a separate contract then?
We can do a separate contract if you
Two
like.
entities.
It's really hard to explain how
Are
that.
you two federal ID identification numbers? Are you operating under one?
I'd have to look into that.
Okay.
Because I don't, like I said, I don't deal with the fire side of the politics. That's not my business. I've got enough crap to deal with on the EMS side. So the fire, I don't know what they do, how their numbers and all that.
Just curious, you keep saying Washingtonville gives you money. Nobody can just give away taxpayers' money. Are you under contract for that additional amount? Why don't they give it to somebody else?
They do. They give us and Green Township because we're the only two departments contracted with them for fire protection. So as that, they split what's in that, whatever they get, and half goes to Latonia, half goes to Green Township. And it's been every year, I think, for the last 3 years.
Okay.
But my understanding on that was, from the fire chief, that he's contracted whatever it is for Washingtonville.
10,000.
10,000.
But then, at the end of the year, Washingtonville gives them extra money. Is that correct?
That'd be correct.
Well, I agree with Kathy. How can they just all of a sudden give you extra money?
I'm not on Washingtonville's council. I have nothing to do with that village. You have to ask them.
Okay.
All I know is that
We've got so many people here. We're dealing with an EMS coordinator, a fire chief, and the village. And who are we supposed to be answering to? And if all services are rendered, I mean, in anything, garbage pickup, why don't you feel, what's the background for not charging somebody for a service that is provided to them?
Why don't we?
Yeah.
We've started in '05 to save residents money.
Okay, but now it's not working. Now you need the money or you're going to be belly up. Why wouldn't you start charging the people? They're getting a service. It's not like they're just paying for nothing. They're calling because they need help.
Right.
I don't understand why you wouldn't charge somebody.
It was started to save money for our residents, and it's just continued to do that.
Okay.
And then when you step back and look at how everybody else does their billing, we're on the losing end of that. I mean, if you look at the way Columbiana, KLG, EMT, whoever bills, we're on the short end of that.
Who does your billing? Columbiana?
No, place up in Boardman.
Did Columbiana used to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
And Scott changed that. Like I said, this should have been going on from day one. I didn't start the mess, I just walked into it and had to clean it up.
Right. But day one, there was no EMS in the beginning.
Correct.
It was just a fire, so we were, for a long time, we've already been under contract.
No, I understand that.
And every private individual has been here too. KLG's been here wanting to be under contract with us, and we have 2 letters from the prosecutor that says we're not allowed to
And that's
offer
fine.
preferred provider, but it appears that's not what you're asking for.
No, we're just asking for a simple contract. And I don't want to do east side, west side, township like our fire departments. And then Winona's 45 west, Latonia's 45 east.
That's correct.
But if we do that, then you cut your township in half when it comes to contract. Just to cover Salem Township, and then, because we do go west of 45 quite often, to Depot Road. I think that's still in Salem Township.
Yeah.
We've been all the way out there before, and I don't see any reason why they should be any different on the contract than somebody that lives at, like, my house on the east side. So, I mean, if we do a contract, I'm not asking to be a preferred provider. We're not asking for any more money. It's just something that I can say, here, we've got a contract, this is why we can bill them the way that we do. I mean, I'm not saying that that won't change in 5 years, but I can at least go to council and say, this is what I propose for Salem Township, is a contract that allow them to be soft billed for the next 5 years for both sides, or for all of Salem Township, not just the east side, west side. I mean, it's at no additional cost to you guys. I'm not asking preferred provider.
Which we
I'm not
cannot
asking-
offer legally. So that's out anyhow.
But I'm just saying, I know townships and towns that do it. So we're not asking for it, regardless, whether it's legal or illegal, we're not asking for it. So your residents will get the same benefits that ours does. I just want something, so if Medicare or Medicaid comes to us, I can say, here's what we've got, it's a contract.
Okay, if they come to you, or they...
If they come to us. Because they can audit us at any time without notice. And if we say we've been soft billing without a contract, they can sit there and deny every claim that we give them.
Well, when does it come into more sense to eliminate the soft billing? And if you come to my house, bill me for what the going fee is?
When does it make sense?
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't. It just doesn't. I'm not, like I said, I don't want to put that burden on anybody. I mean, you're already sick, having a heart attack, a stroke, whatever. So you don't need a $1,000 ambulance bill on top of your $5,000 hospital stay on top of it. You're a resident. You deserve the discount. The thing that's killing us is the repeated refusals, the repeated lift assists. It's just people abuse the system. And that's where we start losing. And that's why we've changed some things in our wording to start asking for the donations.
Why would you donate? A donate is optional. You know that going into... If I get an ask for a donation, forget it. If I get a bill, I'm going to pay it.
And that's where, if you do X number of refusals, you're going to start getting a bill. If you do X number of lift assists, you're going to start getting a bill.
Okay, so
We're gonna
it's
do-
not
if
going
you-
to be a donation then?
The first couple times will be.
But then after that, you're going to actually bill an
Yes.
amount?
Because now, unless you start, if you donate, we have no problem with it then.
Yeah.
Because you're helping cover some of the costs. But if you start, like if we go to your house 5 times to pick you up, and we send you 5 donations, and you don't get anything, well, the 6th time you're going to get a bill.
So you have to spell that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't, if you come to
We
my
do
house
have it,
5
so you're
times,
gonna-
and twice I donate, but, you know, I donate $5 the first time, $10 the second time, the next guy donates $50, this guy donates...
And that's, it's what you can afford. That's the whole thing. It's not, that's why we're doing, I prefer the donation.
$5 isn't going to cover the fuel to come out here, you know, but I mean,
But
you have
it's
to
more
say
than
you
what-
get 2 free, you have to say you'll get 2 free refusals, or 2 free lift assists, or,
We can-
you know... No, I'm just saying,
No, that's all, yeah.
because I know, and we've already talked about it, we have our repeated ones that call because they want help from the bed to the reclining chair, back to the reclining chair, back to the bed. That's not your responsibility to do that, and they should be billed for that.
And I agree, but at the same time, they're residents. And
But those are, residents that might be taking advantage of the system too.
Right.
That's costing us grief,
But in a sense, then you punish those that use it that actually need it by sending, okay, we're going to bill for lift assist. Now, you actually need a lift assist. You fell and hurt your ankle, but you don't want to go to the hospital. You just need help up. Well, that's something that you need. Where if she calls us just to go from the bed to the recliner, well, now you're getting punished for what she's doing. Which is why...
It seems like it needs spelled out more on your end,
we can spell it out and go into as much detail as you guys would like.
Is all of your rules and regulations, like, are you just a one-man show, or do you have a board that's making all these decisions, or is it whatever, like the whole board feels the way you do, and then you present that to the
myself,
village?
the assistant, and our officers.
Okay.
And then we go discuss it, and then we go to our council.
Well, where does the township come into this negotiations? We have nothing to do with EMS. The township has nothing to do with nothing but a fire contract. If you want to go to somebody's house and say, hey, we need to do this so you can get soft billing, why does that drag the township in? Why isn't that something you want to make a contract to all residents of the township through your EMS, not through the township?
If you want to go through the township, we can do that.
No, we don't want to go through the township. But why don't, that would be sounding to me like it would be you going out and contacting the house and say, you want our program.
like a membership.
Like a soft program, billing program. Nothing to do with the township trustees or the township's responsibility. Where do we come into this picture to have this authority to even do this?
Did they used to have a membership drive years ago? You signed up and almost like AAA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you paid $50 a year to become a member and you got unlimited transport.
Then you got the soft
and they knew where you were.
privilege.
I think Columbiana has it now. I think my dad has that in Columbiana.
I was telling you that years ago, I thought. Maybe I'm
No,
wrong.
I don't think we've ever
Man,
had that. Columbiana used to, and they stopped doing it.
And you paid like $35 a year, and that way
I just
they
remember
knew
being
where
like
you
AAA,
lived.
you
And
know.
There'd be a tremendous amount of accounting and bookkeeping to do it. But where do we come into this? Where are we a player in this? I don't understand where we're even a player in any of this, what we're talking about as a trustee.
By coming, if you want us to go to the individuals, we can do that.
No, but I mean,
No, but coming here is like an umbrella. You guys are the trustees. You represent the people of Salem Township. So coming here is just one collaborative umbrella. Where if we go to individual houses, we might get 5 people here, 2 people, and then the rest are going to sit there and say, well, why did they get soft billed? Well, they got a subscription. Well, how do we do this? How do we do that? Why didn't we know about this before we went or before we had to go? And then it just becomes a big long headache.
I think you're asking us to do something that we really don't have the authority to do.
I agree.
We got an opinion on this 2 times, and last time we kind of got reprimanded for asking for it because we told you once, you know.
do you want to put a one sheet, a presentation together, what you're asking? Because you don't have anything, I mean, to even look at right now.
I've been through this so many times
Okay.
that it's...
You mean you don't actually sign anything?
No, we do sign stuff, but
Okay.
my thing was to come out here because Dan called me up and asked me to come out here and answer questions because the understanding was that the EMS fell under the fire contract.
It does.
Does it say EMS in the fire contract?
No, I don't think it
No,
does.
there's nothing. Here's a...
There's nothing there that
This
says
is
EMS.
just,
No.
years ago when they started this, they came and just offered this because
See, you're
they
hitting
were
this
going
thing
into
again.
EMS.
You're the first
And that's
one
why-
that's been hitting this.
That's why
we always
If you
start
look
with
at
the fire
it,
chief.
No, this is the contract right here. There is nothing. I've read it 10 times in the last 4 days. There's nothing about EMS in here.
Correct, and that's why I'm here.
And if there was, we probably wouldn't sign it.
So all you want us to do, the way my understanding is, you want to add a paragraph in there that says, for X amount of dollars, which we're already agreed to with the fire department, we'll also include EMS billing or EMS service.
You can even put EMS billing, if that makes you guys...
No, we'll include EMS service in Salem Township.
Correct.
At no additional cost.
At no additional cost.
Correct.
And that we would have to run through Andy.
And that's it.
No, but at no additional cost means you're going to work for free.
No, he's going to work under that contract.
Soft billing.
The soft bill.
Correct.
He's going to accept whatever an insurance company would pay them.
Is that my understanding?
That is correct.
So if you add that in there and it's okay with the prosecutor's office, then you can't come back in a year and say, we want this much money.
No, I have no plan on doing that.
Okay.
This isn't about money. This isn't about
If he,
anything. I throw numbers out and can sit up here and spiel about this for too darn long.
But
What it comes down to is we need something to show that we
that you're
are
that you're providing
Correct.
Salem Township with.
and it's under a contract. It's
under-
not
no
something
additional
that
cost
says-
to the board. It does not change the preferred provider. People can still call whoever they want to call.
Right.
If Latonia EMS is not available for the call they were called, and another provider is called on their behalf, the soft billing will still apply under that contract, correct?
correct.
Okay.
That's what you want to add to our contract.
Correct. Because there's nothing in there about EMS whatsoever.
And then my understanding is then the main reason to have this is when you get audited.
We have something to show that we are contracted
Yeah.
so we can soft bill.
Okay. And the only one that may audit you is?
Medicare and Medicaid.
Okay, so when Medicare and Medicaid come to you and say, okay, you billed us this amount at this residence, or this person, you can say, yeah, we have a contract with Salem Township
That is
to
correct.
provide.
Will you be doing this also with Fairfield and Washingtonville?
Washingtonville has the option and Fairfield will have the option.
What if we don't sign it?
Then we'll still continue to provide EMS services to the township. It's just they're going to get billed like KLG and EMT would bill them.
In other words, we're doing all this for soft billing.
Yes, that's what it boils down to.
Now, when we're having these money issues, you're in the red. Why are we so sticking to this soft billing? Why don't we go out and say, they cost us this much to run. We can't keep running in the red.
You know what? Like I said, I live in Salem Township. And this was started to save residents money. Now, with that being in the red, if we get audited and we don't have a contract in Salem Township and they deny us, now we just lost 90% of our income. So now we're even worse off. Like I said, this should have been done 9 years ago when it started, not now when I took over.
Well, what is soft billing? How much? Some you do for absolutely nothing.
For the most part, yes.
How much for nothing? What percentage would it be?
What do you mean by percentage?
Well, how many calls don't you get a time for? About, half or a fourth or 10%?
I couldn't give you even a ballpark figure right now without going back and looking to know 100% for sure what I'm looking at as far as how much we don't actually get paid for.
If we get a call right here at the township garage or a resident right here in Franklin Square, you come, it's going to be soft billing, you take them to Salem.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to bill?
Whatever the insurance company sends the bill for and whatever we receive is what
What do you mean the insurance company sends the bill?
Our billing company sends the insurance company the bill.
Okay, but what are you going to bill them for? How much?
That's what the billing company does. That's not my job. They know what they're allowed to bill.
They bill depending on what services. Is it advanced life support? Is it basic
Oxygen.
life support? Did they put oxygen? Did they start an IV? Did they put a cardiac monitor on there? Everything's a check mark, but basically, for
And
lack
you
of
got
a
all the
better term.
So you guys
all
He
that.
tells them what services we provided. If a guy fell out of a tree and they just put an air cast on him with no oxygen, no cardiac monitor, nothing like that, no IV, maybe a basic transport. They get here and he's having chest
What would
pain.
the basic be to Salem?
Roughly $550.
Okay, what would it be on soft billing?
It'd be $550. But what your insurance company pays us, if they pay us $100, the rest gets written off.
Okay, so then you're saying, okay, it's $550 to Salem. That's normal bill. KLG is going to be the same?
They should be, yes.
Okay. So then,
We get the $100 from your insurance company. We write off the $450.
okay.
Where the private is going to start sending you the bill and then send you to collections.
Okay. That answers that question. And what percent of that $550 would Medicare and Medicaid pay normally?
I'd have to call our billing company to find out.
Is Obamacare paying?
Yes. Their insurance companies are behind. There's little startup, they're behind in like 6 to 9 months behind on paying, but they are paying.
Okay. That's all the questions.
If you can just put that language, however you anticipate writing it up, just so the board can review it, and whatever that paragraph would be on how you want to word it, and then whether we want to tweak it or add something to it or whatever. And then do they want it separate or just an addendum to the fire?
Well, we're looking for a new fire contract, which is what I thought Mr. Cibola was bringing us.
So do we sign this fire contract?
I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have one?
No, that's what I thought he was bringing.
Sounds like the two don't work together very good.
No, we work together well. It's when you start getting into the politics of it's when it starts becoming a divided pain in the rear.
So actually, the fire chief should have been here too.
He's at work, so
Okay.
Well, I guess
We don't have anything right
we don't
now.
have anything until we get something, we can't talk to the prosecutor. Is that right?
No, we had nothing to lean on at all.
So you're going to have to get something for us.
okay. I mean, this was
The whole
supposed to be just
thing.
a question and answer thing. That's all.
Yeah, when we were talking on the phone, that's why I invited him out here, just because
Okay, well, we appreciate that, Dan.
Because
I mean, if you guys wanted
Had
something
to
in
start
writing,
somewhere.
we were to sign the fire contract today.
They were supposed to have it today for us.
see, I didn't.
They were,
I mean, Dan told me that you guys were going to vote on it or sign it, but
yeah, we don't
like I
have,
said, that's not my. As far as that goes,
well,
I,
somebody needs to get their contract and get the paperwork, and so we can, but you answered our questions. That's-
Yeah.
I mean, in a nutshell, it's costing nothing.
Right.
That's,
And I understand, you have to have a little addendum in there
Well,
to
what
cover
I'm
you
thinking
guys.
too.
that's basically what it comes down to. Is it's a political pain in the butt for everybody
In 5
involved.
years, they wanted to start charging us. That's why I think it should be maybe something separate than the fire contract.
Right.
Because that way you have an opportunity to deny it
Right.
or then continue passing the fire levy.
Right.
If it's together, you,
What if we did have a contract with just the EMS and the EMS dried up?
well, then they dry up.
I know, but well, that's not right
There'd be
either.
nothing to us if they...
Yeah, but then what good's a contract? It's not guaranteeing the people they're going to be here for 5, 10, 15 years.
No guarantee in that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not guaranteed the fire department's going to be here. And, I mean, whether it's us, Winona,
Well,
Lisbon,
we sure hope
Salem.
so, but we were right.
I mean,
We're not.
that's
Yeah, for real.
just the business. I mean,
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
And you're welcome to stay if you'd like.
And get us a contract from...
Thanks for coming out.
Write something up and then get back to
Okay, we'll move on to correspondence from Fiscal Officer.
Tri-County Asphalt Materials sent a price list, and I will give that information on to Jason. The Ohio EPA sent a citizen advisory on the Nice Chemical Site Restoration Project. Columbiana County Commissioners sent an amendment to the county E911 plan, and under new business, they're going to ask if you would please approve that. Scott Rivnak sent 2 Ruma video logs on the Franklin Square gathering line. I have these available if you want us to take them now. I do need to keep them for the township. They are permanent township records. Did you also get a set, Jason? Okay. If anybody wants them, fine, but I do need to have them back. That's all the correspondence I have, sir.
Do we need to move on that County Commissioner?
Under new business.
Under new business. Bill, you have anything under correspondence?
No, sir.
Ray?
No, I don't.
I don't either. Unfinished business?
I had the approval of the fire contract, but the chief had said that if he wasn't able to be here, that he would have dropped it off at the fire station to be picked up, and I was never notified to pick that up. Were you, Dan? Okay. So I don't know where that sounds. Somebody might want to contact the fire chief.
Just when I
See where we
spoke to
are.
him regarding this issue here, he did indicate obviously that we're under contract regard, even though we haven't signed a new one, it's not that they're not going to respond, that they would continue to respond.
That's all the unfinished business I had, sir.
Bill, you got any unfinished?
The old business, I guess. Jason and I inspected that mower and tractor, and Jason, you can tell what you think.
Oh, it's, I don't think you're going to find a cleaner used piece of equipment anyway.
What are your recommendations?
If we can afford it, it'd be good to replace the one we got.
It's at Milton Township in Sterling, Ohio. But, it's a very nice piece of equipment. I would be more than happy to go to on Monday the 13th.
Next Monday, 7:30.
How do you want to handle this, or what do we want? What do you need to do, Bill? What do we need to do to make you feel comfortable doing this?
All we have to do is basically, if we agree on a price, and Kathy types up a bid at just a little bit over their minimum bid, and then we have the opportunity to raise our bid there.
Okay.
So in other words, their minimum bid is $30,000. If we go in with a bid of like $31,500 or something,
Okay.
and then they're going to open the bids. That's what their thing says, and that's what
We're
they're
open
told
at
us.
7:30.
They'll open the bids, and if he bids 35 and John bids 36, then if I want to raise it, I can.
They'll give you the opportunity.
I move that we do that and let Bill use his judgment on what to do with it. He's going to be there in person.
Yeah, and then we don't have to give him, Jason and I both talked to him, we don't have to give him any money that night.
Okay, great.
If we are the successful bidders, then Kathy can send them a check, or if Jason goes out to pick the tractor up, he can take the check.
Okay.
You got the budget?
I need a second to that
I'll
resolution.
second.
How do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's all I have, sir.
Ray?
I have no unfinished.
I don't either. New business, Kathy?
May I please have a resolution to approve the March 2015 checking reconciliation and cash summary by fund report?
So motion?
You go ahead. I'll second.
Yes.
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 Thank you. May I please have a resolution to approve the county E911 plan to become the county NG 911 next generation plan?
Motion?
Second.
Yes.
Yes.
If you noticed in the paper, there was an additional allotment of local government funds spread across the state. Salem Township in Columbiana County received $8,908.97. I need a resolution to approve an amended certificate to the county auditor for that amount.
I'll move.
Second.
Yes.
Yes.
Did we, you say we did receive it, or that's just projected?
We have already received the money. It's deposited into our account.
Money's looking in the mail.
That's all the new business I have, sir.
Bill, any new business?
No, other than we have the cemetery cleaned up. Jason did help. And he did most of all the work up there and cleaned the cemetery. It looks good.
Thank you very much, Jason. We appreciate that.
Great job.
Anything else?
Nope.
Ray?
No.
And I don't have anything. Move on to department heads. Police chief?
I think we finally figured out the problem with the police cars. We tried different gas, we tried the fuel filter, which obviously that can't hurt anyhow. We were able to hook it up to the system and take it for a test drive, and he's saying it's the number 6 coil is what's showing faults on the car. And then I have a little exhaust leak going on, so I asked him to give me an estimate for both of those. To remove and replace the number 6 ignition coil in the exhaust flange, parts and labor was $171.96.
Steve's.
Yes, this is an estimate.
Okay, we're going to do that.
I make a motion that we have it fixed.
Second?
Yes.
Thank you.
That's the only thing that I have. Thank you.
Okay, Jason, what do you have?
All kinds of stuff.
Uh-oh.
We've already got 4 or 5 loads of emulsion. Probably gonna need another 4 or 5 loads of emulsion, at least.
At least.
But we
So
gotta
I have
have
the 3,000 is not gonna cover.
What he's doing, what he's got patched, he's doing a good job.
We've already, like I said, they're running 250 or between 400 and 500 a load.
500, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make it for 5,000, gentlemen, and
Yes.
then he'll have it for the season.
If you can swing it, that's what we like to do.
You might not have that for season either. It's
No, it's a lot of
This is
patching.
bad.
It's popping up regularly now.
yeah, he's patching and then having to go right back and repatch.
Yep.
Not the same holes,
No,
new
but
holes.
it's popping up regularly.
Out of motor oil. This cow, Ohio, which we normally don't, but I'm sure you probably dealt with them before.
Mhm.
There's is $4.50 a barrel. Lyden is $4.90 a barrel. So
Who was 490?
Lyden.
Okay. Well, I'd say we can't hardly operate without oil.
We gotta have oil.
Who's it coming from, Jason?
I'll go over this cow, Ohio.
Cal Ohio Load?
Yeah.
They're up around North Lima, aren't they?
Yes, is one one.
Did you get your hydraulic fluid you needed?
Yeah, we went over and got 10 buckets Friday.
Gone yet?
No. And then I need batteries for, I know we talked about getting one for the John Deere. I need one for the roller. I need one for the grader. Every battery down there is done. Now John said, instead of going in, because I don't have any cores either now, take the 2 out of the street sweeper and use those for cores and put 2 new ones in the truck, which does make a lot of sense to me. And then that'll leave me 2 batteries. I can use one in the grader. I'm going to go ahead and I think just leave the one that's in the John Deere because it starts every time you touch it now. So
Yeah, instead
it's
of
working.
Instead of reversing it
So-
back and forth, you need the truck's got to go.
Yeah, I need to put 2 batteries back in the truck. I like to get the roller takes a normal battery.
Well, let's get the right.
I can steal the one out of that Ford tractor and use for a core down there.
Let's get the right battery for the roller and the right battery for the trucks.
Okay.
Where are they going to come from?
I'm going to go up there to Interstate. Yeah. I'm just gonna
Is that
go up there and
enough?
Get them all.
It's a lot, but we got to have batteries. You can't.
The roller we jump started all last year.
No.
But I'd like to use it for a few other things here shortly.
Yeah. No, make it so it's ready to go.
I'm going to steal the one out of that little tractor down there and just use for a core to get a battery. And these 2 here, I'm going to get 2 like that. So that's.
I mean, is that going to take care of the battery problem? 3
Yeah,
hours?
I need one just to use in the grader and take back out. Apparently, I can't leave one in the grader because everybody likes it.
Yeah, you,
Well, while you're going, I'm just if one more battery gets us helps us a lot.
I'm thinking 1, let's see, 2, 3, 4, probably 5. Probably 5 batteries.
I mean, it's not cheap running around hunting jumpers and running around. You can't.
$1,000?
No, they're like $100 a piece.
$120, $130 a piece.
Do less than that, yeah.
Okay.
But I'd rather just go get them all.
Yeah.
Well, if
At
you
least
give
I got a
him-
battery sitting here when I
If
need
you
them.
give him 1,000 and
Because we leave one, we don't leave one in the chipper because we don't use it, but I need one to throw in there when I use it. So
Yeah.
I swap that one in the grader, and I just usually have one here just to swap around. I don't
can't
have
leave
that,
one
they're
in the
gone.
grader because
Yeah, you can't leave one in the grader.
Sometimes
Or, well,
they-
lock on it, I don't know, they just cut the lock.
How high on Interstate are you going to use a credit card?
I can use it for both, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I think that's all I had. Action and cleanup.
That's it, Jason?
Yeah, we never got a date for chip and seal or anything yet.
Not yet. I haven't got a price on stone yet either.
Just hope it's not next week.
Hey, when you go up to Interstate, how about swinging by City Stone and see if they have number 7 over there? 'Cause I don't know. Do you know where it is?
I think I have directions in one of the trucks.
Yeah.
I just need an
See,
address, I can find it.
see if they got that number 7 and available.
That's where we were getting our blacktop, right?
No. You get your blacktop at Vernal's. RT.
Yeah, you're right. They're the ones that wouldn't give us the
No,
stone
it's not
before.
Who would?
Vernal was the one that wouldn't give us the stone that time.
Vernal. No, they don't sell stone.
Well, the city's the one who uses it for their mortar.
City is the Anthony dude.
Yeah, he's the one that wouldn't give it to us.
Yeah. He's the guy that's a problem every time, but we end up getting it. Yeah.
He's the one who wouldn't give us the 7s, 12s, 8s we wanted.
But there's another guy over there to talk to because we found that out last year. But I don't want to. I really don't want to call Anthony. If you can.
I can stop him.
Well, it'll give you a chance to see if you can find a stone you want for your patch or two.
Yeah. Just, that pile down there is not as big as I thought.
Mm-mm. It's funny how they
And
disappear.
we're just chewing right through it.
Yeah. Well, you're putting on a lot of patches. But if you want to take time when you go to Interstate, run on over there to find City
I'll
Stone.
go there first, so somebody will steal better than me.
City Stone is City
Over
Stone.
there they would.
City Stone's off of Fulton Avenue.
Yes, it is. If I remember I got a paper in there, I got it all wrote down, phone
Yeah.
number, and
So we can get to the
for whoever's headed there, I left them directions.
bottom of that. Okay?
Speaking of stone, Jason and I asked those guys out there,
Yeah, he said it was about 8 miles further than,
and that stone that they were using was a limestone, right?
yeah,
But it was white, like what?
Like we're
that's
using.
what we're using.
So when I go out there next Monday, I'll ask the trustees and I'll get the name of the
Get a contact person.
and I'll find out, because that stuff, look, we saw it piled out there.
It just looked like what we were using.
See, that very well could be, because we've been trying to locate trucks coming from further north.
Mhm.
And maybe we could find trucks coming from that area and
Well,
bring it back here.
basically, it would be Akron,
Right, yeah.
just west of Akron.
That's
So-
different than Sandusky.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe, but I'll find out.
From door to door,
That'd
we
be
were
great
like
if you
68
could
miles.
find that out.
Yeah, it was 68
I
miles
set the thing when we left here, and I only made one wrong turn, so it was about 68 miles from door to door.
to their shop.
But we may find trucks coming on Mansfield, Worcester, coming this direction.
Right.
But before, I was looking for trucks in Sandusky, Toledo area to come this way.
But that stuff, look, we were both talking about it, and it looked like the white,
That's what they use.
and that's what they use.
Mhm.
And so,
See where they're getting.
and they told us it held up real good on their chip and seal.
The place he was getting, he said it was like 8 miles away, they were trucking it or something.
Right.
But
So-
they hire all theirs done, they can't.
Yeah,
They don't even.
their county engineer don't do any of that. Yeah.
But that'd be great if we could come up with a source like that.
So I'll find out from them and get a number and a contact person. That's all I have.
When Jason goes out to pick up the new mower tractor, he might just go out and get us a sample.
Yeah.
That might be 2 trips or 2 trucks, I don't know figure that out.
Now, let's just hope.
Yeah.
Is that all we have?
I'd be thrilled to have
I
it.
mean-
Anything from the audience? Thank you very much.
Second the motion?